Welcome back. If you've been subscribing to the channel at all, you're probably familiar with my 79 GMC pickup, which is my grandpa's old truck. And today I'm going to be working on it a little bit. I know that I haven't done a lot with it, and honestly it's like this weird deal where I want it to be perfect, so it keeps me from working on it, so it keeps going backwards. I don't know, it's like this weird psychological thing. Like other stuff I can put together and I'm fine with it and it is what it is, but like this truck I want it to be perfect, and that means that I just never start because I know that I'm not capable of making it perfect. So I'm just gonna try to kind of get into it and do a little bit here and there, and that's what I'm gonna do today. Actually today I'm gonna be pulling the radio out so I can send it out to California and have it gone through and fixed. Probably not really going to do this exactly the way you should. I'm going to try not to pull the fascia off the radio because I don't really want to, and I think I can do it without. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started on it. Okay, so I've got you set up here where you can kind of see what's going on. And I guess I'll start out by showing you what happens here. So I'll turn the key on. You know, the buzzer still works. And when you turn this radio on, I'm not sure if you can hear that, but the speaker, it's got a single speaker up in the top of the dash, and it pops. Which that means the amplifier is probably working. It's probably, and you used to be able to like fiddle with this and get it to actually play, but my guess is that as much as anything, this just needs a really good cleaning inside. Getting inside of something like this is beyond what I really want to do. Maybe I could figure it out, but I'd rather not. So I'm gonna go ahead, remove this, and send it out to, there's a shop I found in California that specializes in Delco radios. So I'm gonna go ahead to remove this. We've got 2 bolts back here, and then down here on the bottom of the dash, there are 2 screws here that hold a bracket that holds it up, and then this thing will come out. There are also some electrical connectors on the back side, which I think I have these extended to the point where I might not even need to take them off before the radio comes out, but we'll figure that out. So what we do is we start by removing the knobs, and we just go ahead and pull straight out. So that was our volume on off, and I believe this is the tone, like bass, treble, that kind of stuff. And I'm going to set them off to the side for right now. Oh man, that one's on there. Alright, pull that one out. And this one I believe was the fader, but because this is a single speaker radio, it does nothing. It's there just for looks. So I'm going to go ahead and start with these bottom screws, if I get the right size. I'm going to go ahead here and start with these 2 screws on the bottom. Now, this is not the original radio to the truck. This truck came with a AM only radio. I believe this actually came out of my uncle's 79 Chevy Sport, which he bought around the same time my grandpa bought this truck. But anyway, this is the radio that's been in here the entire time that I have known the truck. So those 2 screws are out of there. There's a bracket in the back that is now loose, and we can move on to, actually I'm going to undo the electrical connectors. So you can kind of see up underneath the dash. Honestly, you have a better view of it than I do. I'm going to go by feel. So this is an electrical connector over here. I can feel there's a tab. I just pulled that out. There's 2 electrical connectors. There's the other one. So now I've got both electrical connectors disconnected, And then there is the antenna, which is right. I'm gonna wait on that. Pretty sure it pulls straight back. Yep, there it is. So there it is. Antenna's off. All the electrical's disconnected. You can kind of see this this bracket from underneath here. So this is the bracket I already unbolted. So I'll just kind of slip it back. And there's a screw up on the side of the radio that's clearly loose, or else it wouldn't move like that. Now, if you're doing this radio and planning on putting it back in, it will be much easier if you remove this whole bezel. I know I'm taking this radio out and it's going to be out for quite some time. So I'm not going to worry about it because I can get in here without screwing it up. So again, I started to kind of tell the story. This radio's been in here as long as I've known the truck, other than a short period of time where I removed it and put a cassette deck in because I wanted more speakers and more sound and all those things that you want when you're a teenager. The reality is, though, if you've watched any of these things about this truck, this whole truck is just like a lot of memories, and it's important to me from that aspect because I have a lot of memories with my grandpa in this truck. And honestly, this radio kind of ties into a lot of them. Is what we would used to do, or what he would used to do, I guess we would do together, is uh-oh, can't get that one. And this one doesn't want to turn. But anyway, one of the things that we used to do together was to, he had a farm, so we would put fences up in the summertime. And I can remember listening to country music radio station on this radio out in the field pretty much every summer when I was younger. So even though it's like, yeah, this is just a single speaker kind of crappy radio, this is an important part of these memories to me. I'm caught on something. Uh-oh. Why is this bracket even here? Now you should be able to just slide this back, slip it over, and it does come down out of there. So like I was saying, even though this isn't really original to the truck, it's the one that I remember, and it's what I want to keep in here, because like I've said throughout this whole time, I want to keep as much of this truck the way it was when I was younger and making memories with my grandpa, and this truck was a pretty integral part. There are probably hundreds of stories I could tell you that involve this truck, myself, and my grandpa. But as you know, like there's a lot of stuff that I'm gonna do to this that doesn't really make sense. Like any sane person would not do some of the stuff I'm gonna end up doing here. I'm gonna go ahead and get this radio taken care of and fixed. And I think they're actually going to add an aux port, so I don't know where they do it, but they'll put an auxiliary port in the back so I can have like a 3.5 standard jack back there. But I'm going to keep some things like this bracket, and I'm actually going to keep the knobs and stuff, because even though they're in pretty terrible shape, these are the right ones for me. Alright, so I guess that's it. I've got the radio out. Now I've got to box it up, send it off to California, and I'm assuming that guy is probably a little bit backed up, so who knows when we'll actually get to it. But at some point this will get a nice functional radio put back in. If you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. As of right now, when I'm making this, I'm getting really close to 100 subscribers, so that'd be really cool. And I haven't shared it on Facebook or anything like that yet, so maybe I should do that and get my subscriber counts up. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you later.